Have you seen Daniel?
Daniel?
Daniel Curtis, my stepson. I'm here to collect him.
I'm here. What's going on?
They raped me, all of them.
I can't face her, okay? Can you imagine how it feels knowing I let her down?
And seeing you may just bring back all those horrible memories for poor Beck.
Look, you don't have to answer it. Don't say anything.
What I've been told is that she was asking for it.
Why didn't anyone help me?
Circumstantial evidence is mounting against you.
I didn't do it.
Look, if we can't eliminate you, we have to investigate you. Daniel Curtis, I'm arresting you for the rape of Rebecca Cleary.
You must be joking.
Free Daniel Curtis! Free Daniel Curtis! Free Daniel Curtis!
What do you think you're doing?
I'm protesting the unlawful detention of my brother, Daniel Curtis.
This isn't helping anybody, Nelson.
I'm staying here until he's released.
Don't be ridiculous. I explained all this to you at breakfast.
Free Daniel Curtis!
Now go home.
How could a kid whose mother's a minister and stepfather's a senior sergeant get himself involved in a rape?
It's called testosterone. And anyway, it doesn't matter who he is. If he did it, he's going down for it.
I'd like Daniel interviewed now. I want the truth, all of it, without bias.
You mean you want a confession?
And I want the names of his accomplices, all 5 of them.
So you've decided that he's guilty?
And I'd like you to do it now.
Yes, boss.
Amy, hang on.
The boss said now.
The whole situation is a mess.
Yeah, so's the girl who was raped.
You really can't believe that Daniel is involved in this.
No, you don't believe it. I don't know yet. That's why I'm going to interview him.
I'll come with you.
I don't think so. The boss particularly asked me to do it.
Good morning.
Inspector Draper, we weren't expecting you.
Evidently, Inspector Falcon Price has some concerns over the situation here.
The situation?
Don't be dense, PJ. He tells me Senior Sergeant Croydon's made an arrest in the rape case.
Yes, ma'am, he has.
His own stepson, who he insisted be held in the cells all night. Now we know which situation I'm talking about. Don't we, Senior? Do you believe that Senior Sergeant Croydon was justified in arresting his stepson?
Well, there was a mounting body of evidence against the boy.
Daniel had previously been rejected by the girl. He went outside with her at the party. His hat was used to blindfold her during the attack. He can't vouch for his whereabouts at the time, and his shoes were identified by the boy who was attacked and locked in the garden shed.
And you are?
Senior Detective Amy Fox.
Very good.
It is circumstantial.
Yes, I am aware of your feelings on the subject, PJ. How has Senior Sergeant Croydon been?
In what way?
Well, in relation to other matters. Is he coping?
I'm afraid I don't really understand the question.
Look, I think that Amy needs to get along with this interview. Daniel has been in custody for...
I'm aware of how long he's been in custody. But by all means, get on with your interview. In fact, I'd like to sit in, have a word with the boy.
I believe Senior Sergeant Croydon is in his office at the moment. It's just a matter of courtesy.
I'm well aware of the protocol. Thank you, Sergeant. Are you in the habit of keeping suspects in custody for 14 hours between arrest and interview?
The law allows us to hold them for a reasonable time while investigations are being made.
And you consider 14 hours reasonable?
In this case, yes, I do.
Well, our investigations are being made?
We're waiting on forensic results.
Tom, I'm trying to make this as stress-free as possible under the circumstances.
Look, I'm aware that my relationship precludes me from interviewing the boy, which is why I've arranged for Senior Detective Fox to do it.
I want you to remove yourself from the investigation entirely.
Are you saying I can't do my job? Or is that Inspector Falcon Price's belief?
Inspector Falcon Price has suggested that you might feel the need for some time off.
I don't.
Regardless, you've received a direct order to stay completely out of the case.
You left the party with Beck Cleary.
And Glenn.
But Glenn was found locked in the garden shed. And he saw the shoes of the person that did that.
They weren't my shoes. I already told you, I went for a walk. I was feeling crappy.
Why are you feeling like that, Daniel?
Because you preferred Glenn, okay?
So you took by force what you couldn't get by consent.
But I'd already gone. She was bashing Glenn when I left.
It was your beanie, though, that was pulled over her eyes during the attack.
She already had it. I mean, we were mucking around with it. I just left it there. I didn't want it anymore.
Why not?
Because she'd been wearing it.
So you're angry with her?
Yeah, kind of. I suppose I was jealous. I didn't do it.
You told us that there was a car full of hoons near the house that night?
Did you see the car?
No, I heard it.
What did it sound like?
Like it didn't have an exhaust, subwoofer, heavy metal stuff.
You think they could have been gate crashers?
Yeah, I suppose.
What time was this?
12:30 maybe.
Did this car stop at the house?
Well, I didn't see.
But you heard. I mean, you said you could hear it miles away. Did it stop or
I
not?
don't know, all right?
I must say the boy seems credible to me.
Are you suggesting that...
I'm suggesting that there are other avenues of inquiry to pursue here. Have you questioned every boy at the party?
As far as we know.
You either have or you haven't.
Well, there was a time lag before the offence was reported. Any number of people could have left the party,
Like Daniel Curtis did.
but Daniel came back.
Well, have you asked for voluntary DNA testing?
We're organising that now.
And what about this suggestion of gate crashes? Was Senior Sergeant Croydon aware of that possibility?
Look, nobody saw them at the party. He thought it was a pretty convenient alibi for the footballers.
Did he?
But it can't be dismissed as fabrication either. We need to find them.
If they exist. So, Shrug, you and Glenn and Daniel seem to think that it was gate crashers who raped the girl.
Yeah, I reckon.
The only thing is, no one saw them at the party. I mean, if they'd come in the front door, everyone would have seen them. You would have seen them yourself.
Yeah, I suppose.
But then you'd be able to identify them, wouldn't you, mate?
Yeah, well, maybe they didn't come in the front.
Through the back, maybe?
Yeah, I reckon.
So I guess what I'm asking you to help me with here, Shrug, is how they might have done that. Probably not over that fence.
Yeah, well, through the gate, obviously.
But this is a security gate, isn't it? Yeah. There's nothing to open it from the outside.
Yeah, well, it could have been left open.
They closes automatically. More people should have them, Shrug. Stop burglars coming in.
Yeah, I suppose.
And gate crashes. So, the supposed gate crashers didn't come in through the front door.
Yeah, and unless they crashed parties with a ladder, the only way they got in the back was if someone let him in.
Someone like Shrug.
Or Daniel?
Why would you let gate crashers into the party?
Well, they could have been mates of someone there.
Susie, what about the door knock?
Yeah, well, one neighbour reported hearing a noisy car sometime after midnight, people shouting, that sort of thing.
Right.
Which fits Daniel's story.
But they said it drove straight past without stopping.
Look, we have to accept that there were no gate crashers.
Why? Why do we have to accept it?
Okay. Will you explain to me how they got in without anybody hearing or seeing them?
I don't want to rule anything out just yet, okay?
PJ, it all points back to Daniel and the footballers.
It's all supposition till the footy players are DNA tested. Joss? Hey. Front and centre, you with me? I need everyone here today to submit to a DNA test. You're not obliged to do it, but if you take the opportunity, you'll be able to clear yourself in regards to this rape. It's very simple. The constable here will show you with the swab. Swab is put into the mouth and we get some saliva. And once you've all been eliminated, hopefully, we can go ahead and catch the real culprit. Well?
Detective, the guys kind of want me to do the talking for them. Well, no one here wants to be accused of something like rape.
No one's accused you of anything, Glenn. We're just asking you to take a test.
Yeah, well, we think it's sort of like being guilty till you prove yourself innocent, you know? We reckon it's a... what do you call it? Infringement of our rights.
Well, what about the girl's rights? The girl that was raped.
Well, I can understand the way they feel. They're being accused of something that someone else did. And they made to suffer for it.
So both teams refused?
Point blank.
Look, forget the others. Let's stick with Daniel. I mean, have you got the results of his DNA test yet?
He wouldn't take one.
Why on earth not?
Well, I think the reason's pretty obvious.
He is angry and he's upset. He's just digging his heels in.
You know, a DNA test could clear him.
Or not.
I'd like to have another word with him.
Thought you believed me.
It'd help convince me if you took the test.
Yeah, want to convince him?
Look, your stepdad's only doing his duty as he sees it, son.
I'm not your son. Not even his either.
You realise we could force you to take the test. There's sufficient evidence.
Right.
Yes, I don't think that'll be necessary, Inspector. Daniel knows. We just want to clear this matter up.
All I know is that Tom thinks I did it. That's all I know.
Look, none of us, including him, Daniel, want to think you did this. So help us out here.
If you've proved there were no gate crashes, why hasn't Daniel been charged? The evidence is there, his beanie, the ID of his shoes.
Because it's all circumstantial.
It's enough.
He's your stepson.
Are you saying he should get special treatment?
No.
A young girl was raped brutally by at least 6 men. No one gets special treatment. Has he confessed?
Did you expect a confession? We're talking about your stepson here.
So everyone keeps reminding me. Can I remind you, he's still the prime suspect in a rape case.
A suspect who's just agreed to a DNA test. Do you think he'd have done that if he were guilty?
He agreed.
He did.
All right, organise the tests and let him go.
Don't you want to talk to him?
No. I'm reserving judgment till we get the results.
Happy with your treatment here today?
Where do I sign?
Thank you.
Right, mate. Come through. Your one-man demonstration's waiting for you.
Oh, what have you been up to?
Well, it worked, didn't it?
Come on, let's get out of here.
Daniel. Daniel, I'm speaking to you.
What?
I'm sorry you had to go through all that. But if you'd agreed to a DNA test yesterday...
Oh, what, you'd have realised I wasn't a rapist?
I didn't want it to appear that you were getting special treatment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was getting special treatment, all right. The night in the cells because I happened to own a pair of really common shoes. Come on, we're going.
H-E-S-L-O-P. Just one P there.
All right, so how can we help you, Mr. Hislop?
Oh, yeah. You can take this.
What's this?
Snake.
A what?
A snake, you know, it's a long, skinny thing.
Yes, mate,
reptile
I know
with
what a
fangs.
snake is. What's it doing?
Hey, wait, well, don't untie it.
It's asleep. It's
I'm
asleep.
serious. I don't care. Well, don't wake it up. Tie it up, mate.
No, it's all right.
Hey, can you tie this thing up? What's it doing here?
It's an exotic.
Exotic?
Yeah, like foreign, you know? It comes from another
yes,
place.
Mate, I know what exotic means, but can you just take it away, please?
Well, I have to hand it in.
Why?
You can't have exotic animals anymore. It's the amnesty. You have to hand them in. So that's your problem now,
No,
mate.
no, it's not. Take it away with you, please. We can't keep this.
No, just chuck it in the fridge. They go to sleep when they're cold.
Hey, I should tell you, I put a snake in the fridge.
Uh-huh.
I should put a note on the door that people know.
No one's going to eat it.
Oh, I'll do it anyway. Where's that pad gone?
Mm-hmm.
I'm starving.
Josh said something about a snack in the fridge. Right. Whitey's come back to put a note on the door because he's worried someone's going to eat it. Stingy? Why do you have a biscuit?
There are 6 rapists wandering around out there, and all you lot seem to be doing is marking time.
Boss, the inspector made it pretty clear you're off the case.
That was when my stepson was a suspect. According to her, he's been cleared. So where does that put us?
Daniel was arrested on Glenn Peters' shoe.
I'm aware of the details.
Well, if Daniel really is in the clear, then Glenn has to have deliberately lied about the shoes. Unless you believe in coincidence.
I don't, especially after Glenn put the kibosh on everyone taking the DNA test. And Glenn was billeted at your place. I mean, he'd know exactly what shoes Daniel was wearing.
All right, go and talk to him again and make him take the DNA test.
I didn't say they were Daniel's runners. I said they looked like them. I didn't mean to get him in trouble.
Well, Daniel's not the one in trouble.
But, I mean, he's been arrested.
Well, he agreed to the DNA test. Let him go.
You boys could all do the same and then you could skedaddle back home.
I know you're only trying to help us, but you heard the guys?
Thanks, Trev.
Actually, Glenn, I heard from you. Nobody else said much. They seem to be following your lead.
Well, I'm the captain. They asked me to talk for them. It wasn't my idea.
Mate, all you've got to do is take the test, right? Just a little test and you'll be cleared. And they'll follow suit.
It was something we all agreed about. Anyway, I thought I was in the clear, being locked in the shed like that, you know? Sort of like an alibi, isn't it?
Suppose it is. Detective.
Kind of like one. Only there's just one small problem. See, there's a bit of space between the door and the ground. You didn't notice that?
No.
See, somebody could just close the door, lock themselves in, reach under, throw the keys out. Then they'd be there, where we found them.
Yeah, look, I've got a witness, all right? Beck told you I was jumped by those guys. She saw it.
Trouble is, you had no marks on you. She had the beating pulled over her face. She wouldn't be able to see anything, would she?
She heard me get hit.
She heard you shout something. She didn't hear what it was. Could have been just you staking your claim on first go.
You've got no right to say that. I was knocked out. I didn't do it myself.
All this trouble, and all you've got to do is take a DNA test.
I told you. I can't. I'm the captain.
That kid, for his age, is up there with the best of them. I've trained him and I've coached him, and you two have ruined it all.
What are you talking about?
Well, I just heard that a scout's been following him. That kid is one of the hottest prospects for the AFL draft that I've ever struck.
What's it got to do with us?
Well, he's gone back to Melbourne, hasn't he? Ever since he heard that you two were interviewing him about this so-called rape, he's pulled the plug.
This so-called rape, as you call it, happened. And Glenn Peters is no kid. He's not a boy.
Yeah, but he's the one whose career's been trashed.
He fits the profile that comes up every footy year.
What profile?
Cocky young sportsman, full of testosterone, thinks he's God's gift to women, away from home, away from restrictions.
I look after my players.
And then impressionable young girls come along, get caught up in the glamour and excitement of it all. And these boys think that they can do what they want with them.
Not my players, and not Glenn.
And then, when they've done what they want with them, they conspire to cover it up. 6 of them to one of her. 6 so-called boys and 1 lone girl just trying to be heard.
I think Mr. Burrows has got the message.
She's nothing but a slag with sex on the brain.
Is that so? Well, let me give you a few facts, Coach. Glenn Peters' alibi has just sprung leaks, and we know that he lied about Daniel's shoes.
He's done nothing wrong. So what are you going to do? You going to fit him up?
You can kiss your golden boy's career goodbye, and I don't give a damn how many scouts are after him. The girl is the victim, not him.
You think your boy's innocent? Get him to take a DNA test, eh? Goose.
Is this what you guys are waiting for?
Hey, thank you very much. Here we go. A few alien fibres taken from Beck's clothing, a few human hairs.
Her own?
Would need a DNA test, the footy players to know that. And yellow polar fleece.
Hey, Glenn's sweater had yellow on it.
So do the Mount Thomas jumpers. It could be anyone's.
Fight over at Beck Cleary's place.
Jonesy, you're with me.
Sarge, can I take Kelly?
Go for it.
Get off!
think we better get down to the station.
So how am I meant to get down there?
Constable Jones will drive here.
Right, this way. Come on.
So, Beck, looks like you're having a bit of fun. What's that all about?
He wanted me not to lay charges. He said it would be best for everybody, especially me. He said that everyone would think that I led the boys on, that I wanted them to screw me. He said everyone would think that I'm a slut.
He offered her money, the bastard. He tried to pay her to shut up.
He wanted me to lie, and he thought $5,000 would make me forget that this ever happened.
You think if Beck changed her story, we'd stop investigating it?
Well, I've been getting a lot of phone calls from the parents wondering what's been going on.
Well, I'm sure that's very unpleasant for you, but how is bribery going to fix it?
Well, these people don't think that their kids could get up to anything like this.
Yeah, but you do, don't you? You believe that some of your team are responsible, right?
You got no idea what this trip meant to me with Glenn playing the way that he is. He's my protege, and I made him. I could have got a shot at first grade.
That is not an answer, Mr. Burrows. Can you believe that? He wants her charged. She's just trying to get back control of her life, and he wants her charged? You know, she is the victim here. How many times do they have to be told she's the victim?
Okay, you don't have to convince me.
All he's worried about is his job and his stinking bus.
Why would he offer up the bribe in the first place?
To buy Glenn out of trouble.
And now we know why, right?
Yeah, because Glenn's as guilty as hell, and Ave knows it.
Exactly.
Who invited you to the party after the game?
Daniel did. But, when I got there, I met Glenn. He said, I saw you at the game. I thought it was really nice that he remembered me.
Were you drinking?
No. Well, 3 or 4 maybe. And Daniel said, let's go outside and cool off. And Glenn came too.
Just the 3 of you?
Yeah. We went out to the backyard. You know, I thought it was pretty cool being picked out by the big football star.
How'd Daniel feel about it?
He was a bit crappy. We were mucking around with his beanie and I put it on. Me and Glenn were mucking around. Daniel got dirty and left.
So, now that you're alone with Glenn, were you going to have sex with him?
Were you?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, is there? I liked him.
No. There is nothing wrong with that, Beck. You have done nothing wrong.
When Daniel left, Glenn put his arms around me. We were laughing. And then he kissed me.
Just the once?
No. I was kissing him back. And then someone pulled that stupid beanie down over my face. And someone dragged me away from Glenn.
Is that when he shouted?
And I could hear all this whispering and sort of stupid laughing. And people pulling at me and dragging me.
And Glenn?
They hid him and locked him in the garden shed.
You couldn't see that because you had the beanie pulled over your eyes, right?
And that's where they found him. They grabbed me and dragged me into the shed. And they put me on this table. And they were tearing at my clothes. I couldn't tell how many there were, not until they started taking turns. 6 of them. There was 6 of them. I counted. I couldn't help myself. It just went on and on.
When Glenn shouted, could Could he have maybe not been shouting for help?
What do you mean?
Or maybe he was fighting for first go.
Oh, God.
See that Italian film on SBS last night?
No.
Yeah, no.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't usually like subtitle films, but this one was in Italian, so I didn't really need them, you know. It was great, really good, really sexy, you know. I taped it.
For the sex scenes.
No, it's in case someone wants to see it, you know.
Oh, like who?
I don't know. I reckon you'd like it.
Would I?
Yeah. In fact, what are you doing tonight? I could get some pizzas and we'll have an Italian night, eh?
I don't think so.
Yeah, come on, my dad just sent me this case of red wine. It's really, really good. What do you say? Huh?
What, flagons or casks?
Casks, please. This is Tuscan wine I'm talking about. Morellino di Scansano. Have you heard of that? I'll light the fire. It'll be great. Hmm?
You got an open fire in your room?
Yeah. Oh, you know, it's more like a heater thing. Electric, but it's still nice, you know.
Well, it sounds romantic.
Yeah.
For someone else, not for me.
Thought you were getting the lunches.
I haven't had time.
We've been in here for half an hour.
Did you miss me or something?
Oh, you wish.
Yeah, I'll go now.
God, he's slacking there. I'm starving.
Hey, you said something about a snack in the fridge. Probably eaten it by now, though, but...
What was that?
Just stay back, there's a snake.
Good God knows going on.
There's a snake in the fridge.
Gun down, you'll kill someone.
It's in a bag.
Not anymore, it's not.
What's it doing in the fridge?
Sleeping.
Do you know what sort of snake that is?
Yeah, exotic. Yeah, but boss, some bloke brought it in. He said it was exotic. I shoved it in the fridge.
But you said it was a snack.
I said it was a snake. A snake. Look, where's the... Look. A snake. He brought it in because of the amnesty or something.
The amnesty finished 6 months ago.
Okay, how was I supposed to know that?
That snake's about as exotic as you are, Peroni. Maybe not. It's a carpet snake. Put it back in its bag and don't leave it in the fridge. You're an idiot, Peroni. You're a city slick. You should be back in Lygon Street sipping lattes.
It's not very nice.
Where are you off to?
Amy and I off to the football field.
Why?
Well, we've organised a meeting. Thought I'd put my theories into practice, try and appeal to their humanity.
You're wasting your time. Good swift kick up the derrick, put them in prison, throw away the key. That'll fix up the humanity.
Look, what I wanted to talk to you about, boys, was respect for women. Now, you've all got mothers. Most of you, anyway. Some of you have got sisters or a sister. Some of you may even have a girlfriend. Now, what I want you to think about today is how you would feel if something happened to them, some form of humiliation, even rape.
They wouldn't be out looking for it. Your mum doesn't dress like a slag. No, mate, your dad does.
Hey, look, it's pretty clear that some of you boys think the girls are fair game.
Only if they're warm and breathing.
Look, the admiration that you get for being good sportsmen doesn't give you the right to treat women like objects. It's an abuse of power.
I bet you get a lot of admiration, sweetheart.
No, mate. What I get is a lot of satisfaction putting morons like you lot behind bars.
Oh, shut up! Yeah, that is exactly the sort of attitude that we're talking about. The next person who interrupts can come down to the station and we'll continue the questioning there. Any takers? How about you, son? Want to come down to the station? No, I didn't think so. It's easy to be tough when you know you've got all your mates backing you up, isn't it, eh? It's easy to hit on a girl when you know you've got someone holding her. Geez, it's a whole different matter when you've got to front up on your own and be a real man, eh?
I think we might be wasting our time, Sergeant. Excuse me, fellas.
See ya.
Get to it.
Stand out, Thomas. Come on, boys.
Are they going to
have my notebook, so I wrote his name on a post-it note.
Yeah, well, it's not here now.
I filled it off there.
You got to remember his name.
Come on, Kelly, you've got to help me look for this. I look stupid enough as it is.
You said it, not me.
I've looked there.
How'd you go?
Hopeless?
Yeah, it was pretty hopeless. I thought one of the 6 might suffer a bit of guilt and come forward. Surprised, eh? Yeah, I guess I am. Had to try, though. Far too trusting, Sergeant.
Hello, Mount Thomas Police, Constable O'Rourke speaking.
I got this about 10 minutes ago. It's a text message.
I'm really sorry.
That's it.
That's it. I'm really sorry.
He's sorry.
This could be exactly what we need, Beck. Thank you. So you thought you'd apologise?
I didn't think she'd know who it was.
She didn't. So what are you apologising for?
What we did?
Suppose you tell us what you did.
I gotta go to the toilet. I'm gonna be sick.
No, you're not. Just tell us.
Well, she was getting it on with Glenn. Somebody pulled the beanie down over her eyes. And she was sort of on the table in the shed.
She was dragged into the shed.
I was thinking she probably wanted it, I mean.
What made you think that? The fact that she had to be dragged, kicking and screaming?
She was wearing this mini skirt and this bare top.
So, what actually happened when you had her on the table?
We had sex with her.
You didn't have sex with her. You raped her. You forced her down, you held her, and you raped her. While she begged and screamed and cried for you not to. I want their names. All of them. Who hit Glendarren?
Nobody.
Who locked him in the garden shed?
Nobody.
Glenn's name's at the top of the list. But then he's the captain, isn't he?
It was his idea.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
It was Glenn's idea. He set it up. He got the girl for us.
The team did what their captain told them.
So what's it all about this time? Told you everything I can.
We'll talk in the interview room. We'll need to record it.
Abe?
Well, I'm coming with him.
It's fine. You might be able to add something yourself.
But if you do attend the interview, you could be called as a prosecution witness.
So what does that mean?
It means you may have to verify the content of the interview.
Well, I'm not saying anything against Glenn.
You might.
We have a statement from one of your players, one who took part in the rape.
That's bull. I wouldn't.
So what did he say?
He named Glenn as the ringleader.
Is that right?
It's lies. It's lies.
You're on your own.
So who's the liar that told you all this crap? Darren. His name's not on there.
Which means you know everyone who was involved.
His word against the rest of us.
But you did all rape her, is that what you're saying?
She asked for it. She loved it. Look, it happens all the time when you're a footballer. They come begging for it.
Beck wasn't begging for it.
You reckon?
What do you think she was doing out the back with me and Daniel? Needing a jumper?
Well, we're more interested in what you and your mates are doing.
So we had a gangbang. No law against that, is there?
This happen a lot, does it?
I don't know whether you've ever played footy. Well, you're all mates. The closer you get, the better you are as a team. You go to parties and that, you drink together.
The girls don't count for much, do they?
Well, they don't count like your mates. They come onto you big time just looking for a quick lay. She was going to get one with me.
But that's not what she got, was it?
No, you organised for your mates to follow you outside. You knocked her down, you took her in the shed. And all of you, all 6 of you, raped her. Now, all these 5 are going to be interviewed and they're going to have to prove where they were during the rape. They're going to have to corroborate every detail of your story. If they can't, we know you're lying.
And then we're going to charge you, all of you, with aggravated rape and sexual penetration.
There are 6 of us who'll say she wanted it. She asked for it. She kept asking for more. 6 football heroes against the word of 1 tart. Who do you think they'll believe?
I've been in this room 5 times.
Yeah, we'll make it 6, because I've got work to do.
Oh, come on, Kel, don't give up on me. I know it's here somewhere. It's got to be here.
Hey, what is that on your shoe?
Oh, you're
Mr.
joking. Heslop.
Now you remember.
Yeah, 13B Sheba Road, that's right. Look at this. It's bypassed the electricity meter.
His car's here, he can't be too far away.
Yeah, well, I don't like the idea of standing around with this thing. Just want to dump it somewhere.
Boss said it's harmless.
Oh, is that right? Do you want to hold it? Here you go.
Can you hear music?
Let's go around the back.
Water's running. I wonder what he's doing in there.
I think I can guess. G'day there. Lovely day for the garden, isn't it? Look at these nice little plants. Can you come here, please?
Look, I just want you guys to know that this is the first time that I've ever done anything like this.
Of course it is. First time offender, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he dug his toes in at first, but we made it pretty clear we had him.
You're not deaf.
Broken down pretty quickly, actually.
Thomas Police, Senior Sergeant Croydon. Oh. Right, so you didn't need the phone books then, eh?
You haven't seen the 8K, he says?
Surely not.
Look, well done, you two, by the way. Good work.
PJ, Amy, the rectory, right away.
No! Let me go! I'm gonna kill him! I swear to God! Daniel, let me go!
Just hang back a bit.
I'll kill him! I swear to God! Daniel, let me go!
Okay, let her go.
Oh, man.
Daniel,
She'll kill him!
Let her go.
Don't let her go!
Your genitals get you into so much trouble, maybe you'd be better off without them. But first, tell us why.
Because I trusted him. I liked him, and now he said that I agreed. He said that I asked him to. He said that I asked for it.
Is that what you're saying?
I didn't mean it like that, all right?
You do what you have to do.
None of it was true, no!
So you raped her? All 6 of you. Thanks for calling us. You did well.
You realise that a confession made under duress has no legal standing?
Yes, I believe I learnt that at the academy, Monica. They were very insistent on it.
So what part did Tom Croydon play in the arrest?
I wasn't there.
Yeah, but you interviewed Glenn Peters later.
No, I was present when Amy and PJ interviewed him. He made a full and voluntary confession. So far, 2 others have confessed as well.
I'm still not convinced that Tom's handled this legally or properly.
Yeah, and what would it take to convince you, Monica?
Inspector Falcon Price is going to be a little disappointed in you. He thought you had more ambition.
Give my regards to the Inspector.
Are you asking me if I pressured Glenn Peters into a confession?
I've heard enough to make me wonder.
Well, the answer is no, I didn't.
All right, Tom. I'm glad.
If that's all, I need to get home to my family.
Tom, I'm not the enemy.
Aren't you? I don't appreciate you plotting with my superiors behind my back. What's going on?
We're leaving. It's all yours.
Hang on, Daniel.
Get in.
Look, just for a moment. Just a moment.
What?
I just want to say I'm sorry.
Okay, Nelson, come on.
Where are you going?
To Grandma and Granddad's in Port Stephens.
Nelson!
Coming.
Daniel.
Look, you won't be seeing us again. I'm never going to forgive you.
Have you seen Daniel? Daniel? Daniel Curtis, my stepson. I'm here to collect him.
I'm here. What's going on?
They raped me, all of them.
I can't face her, okay? Can you imagine how it feels knowing I let her down?
And seeing you may just bring back all those horrible memories for poor Beck.
Look, you don't have to answer it. Don't say anything.
What I've been told is that she was asking for it.
Why didn't anyone help me?
Circumstantial evidence is mounting against you.
Didn't do it!
Look, if we can't eliminate you, we have to investigate you. Daniel Curtis, I'm arresting you for the rape of Rebecca Cleary.
You must be joking.
Free Daniel Curtis! Free Daniel Curtis! Free Daniel Curtis!
What do you think you're doing?
I'm protesting the unlawful detention of my brother, Daniel Curtis.
This isn't helping anybody, Nelson.
I'm staying here until he's released.
Don't be ridiculous. I explained all this to you at breakfast.
Free Daniel Curtis!
Now go home. How could a kid whose mother's a minister and stepfather's a senior sergeant get himself involved in a rape?
It's called testosterone. And anyway, it doesn't matter who he is. If he did it, he's going down for it.
I'd like Daniel interviewed now. I want the truth, all of it, without bias.
You mean you want a confession?
And I want the names of his accomplices, all 5 of them.
So you've decided that he's guilty?
And I'd like you to do it now.
Yes, boss.
Amy, hang on.
The boss said now.
The whole situation is a mess.
Yeah, so's the girl who was raped.
You really can't believe that Daniel is involved in this.
No, you don't believe it. I don't know yet. That's why I'm going to interview him.
I'll come with you.
I don't think so. The boss particularly asked me to do it.
Good morning.
Inspector Draper, we weren't expecting you.
Evidently. Inspector Falcon Price has some concerns over the situation here.
The situation?
Don't be dense, PJ. He tells me Senior Sergeant Croydon's made an arrest in the rape case.
Yes, ma'am, he has.
His own stepson, who he insisted be held in the cells all night. Now we know which situation I'm talking about. Don't we, Senior? Do you believe that Senior Sergeant Croydon was justified in arresting his stepson?
Well, there was a mounting body of evidence against the boy.
Daniel had previously been rejected by the girl. He went outside with her at the party. His hat was used to blindfold her during the attack. He can't vouch for his whereabouts at the time, and his shoes were identified by the boy who was attacked and locked in the garden shed.
And you are?
Senior Detective Amy Fox.
Very good.
It is circumstantial.
Yes, I am aware of your feelings on the subject, PJ. How has Senior Sergeant Croydon been?
In what way?
Well, in relation to other matters. Is he coping?
I'm afraid I don't really understand the question.
Look, I think that Amy needs to get along with this interview. Daniel has been in custody for...
I'm aware of how long he's been in custody. But by all means, get on with your interview. In fact, I'd like to sit in, have a word with the boy.
I believe Senior Sergeant Croydon is in his office at the moment. Just as a matter of courtesy.
I'm well aware of the protocol. Thank you, Sergeant. Are you in the habit of keeping suspects in custody for 14 hours between arrest and interview?
The law allows us to hold them for a reasonable time while investigations are being made.
And you consider 14 hours reasonable?
In this case, yes, I do.
Well, are investigations being made?
We're waiting on forensic results.
Tom, I'm trying to make this as stress-free as possible under the circumstances.
Look, I'm aware that my relationship precludes me from interviewing the boy, which is why I've arranged for Senior Detective Fox to do it.
I want you to remove